That's okay, you know how we hardcore players are. Get up, dust ourselves off, make a new character, and go again. Which is exactly why I'll see you guys next time.
This story happened a long time ago. It is already over. Nothing can be done to change it. It is a story of love and loss, brotherhood and betrayal, courage and sacrifice, and the death of dreams. It is a story of the blurred line between our best and our worst. It is the story of the end of an age. A strange thing about stories. Though this all happened so long ago and so far away, it is also happening right now, right here. It is happening as you listen to these words. The end starts now.
Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. No, they won't win.
Before you start the hardcore grind, let's deal with the real problem, your UI. It's a mess. The game may have originally come out in 2004, but that doesn't mean your UI needs to as well. I've seen the compilations, I've seen the streams. It looks like you just downloaded someone else's UI and ran with it without any sort of editing or understanding of what's going on. There's no way you're reading half of that mess mid-combat. No shot. But listen, if you want to get good at this game, like actually good, you've got to stop outsourcing your brain to add-ons. Clean it up, keep it tight. You know, maybe you'd notice you had a giant flaming debuff if you had a little less garbage taking up space on your screen.
I didn't know I had the bomb. No one called it out.
Your UI should keep it simple. You really want just the info that actually helps you react to and make split-second decisions. What that is kind of depends on what role and class you're playing, so make sure you're constantly adjusting it until it's comfortable for you.
Victory or death.
For anyone that's interested, I added my own LBUI profile to the description of this video. I know a lot of you are probably gonna need it. Just consider my UI a good start. It's gonna need some adjusting to suit your needs. I don't use weak wars anymore, but I can always do a video on those in the future if there's enough interest in it, so comment below and let me know. So now that your screen isn't trying to actively sabotage you, my next tip is that you're always strongest in a group, even if it's a collection quest. You'll clear out your quests much faster and much safer than if you both try to compete against each other for mob tags, and you'll definitely spend a lot less time waiting around for respawns. By the time I reached level 13, I'd already practically pushed the Quillboar and Zebra populations to extinction. One annoying thing, Classic's layering is totally hidden in the default UI. You can't see or switch layers natively in-game. You need to use third-party add-ons like Nova World buffs just to see what layer you're even on. It feels like quest mobs in Classic have such a long respawn time that my options were to either wait 10 plus minutes TM for the respawn, or simply hop to a layer where they were up so I can finish the quest and move on. Having a long respawn timer doesn't feel like a naturally intended section of downtime in the game. It feels forced and unnecessary. It would be really cool if Blizzard could reduce the respawn time for these named quest mobs and also add an in-game layer hopping tool rather than leaving it up to add-ons, but you know. Yes, people will take advantage of layers, but they're already doing that anyways, so nothing would really be changing. Getting back on track, I love moments like this where I show up just in time to team up with a group for a quest. It didn't help the NPC walk any faster, but it makes the journey easier and more interesting. You never really know the kind of person you're gonna run into. Could make some really cool friends. And it sure beats experiences like soloing Stone Talon Venture co-loggers. Eventually I ended up fighting on top of the giant excavator things just to make sure I wouldn't fall asleep. Ooh, I'm not falling to my death like this. Speaking of, I actually did fall asleep during my very first Wailing Caverns run, and the clips are hilarious to look back on. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Overall, we were off to a strong start with the usual hardcore shenanigans. I'm sure you're all familiar with the Raptor Screech by now. But in case you're not, the blue Deviant Guardian mobs are the ones that call for help, so you want to make sure you're pulling them out of range of the other packs. As I said, it was about what you could expect from a WoW Classic dungeon run. By the way, for those that get lost in WC, the easiest way to navigate this dungeon is to simply follow the mushrooms. The mushrooms form a trail from start to finish along both sides of the instance, so if you're ever lost or confused on where to go next, then simply look for the mushrooms and they'll put you back on track. We managed to kill most of the bosses without any issues, but shortly after defeating Scum is where you can start to see my camera starts to drift during combat. Like, where was I even looking during this? That's 100% me starting to doze off at the desk. You can even see the moments where I snap back awake and kind of jerk the mouse. I was fine for most of the run, but it's really funny to see my character stop dead in its tracks.
Huh?
Thanks, man. Yeah, I bet you thought I was gonna miss that jump, didn't you? Come on, guys. I'm better than that. You gotta give me some credit. I actually fell down here. Thankfully, the only thing hurt was my pride. I caught up in time to help out with the final event and boss, and then quickly went to bed. Oh, what? You thought I was gonna die in Wailing Caverns? Yeah, right. That's not where this character met his end. But if you want that story, then you'll have to tune in next time. Because right now, I need to follow my own advice for this last tip. Go to bed. Nothing can ruin a hardcore run and have you feeling worse than dying because you stayed up too late trying to push a couple extra quests.
You know what they say? They say hardcore WoW, the hardest part is not falling asleep while you're leveling.